Brew on this fine Friday. Yankee Nation, stand up. KOD Media, KOD Nation, stand up. And you degenerates, wake up and get your coffee. Fine Friday today, guys. Had a day off because Mother Nature wants to play wicked with the rain. No complaints here, though. I was able to go to my doctor's appointment, check out my little corazon, and everything is good. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Hope everyone's doing well. Like I said, this is a happy Friday, so hopefully everybody, you living your best life out there. But in New York City, it's a bit hot. It's a bit muggy. I'm not going to lie. Summer's knocking on the door. It's knocking on the door. Just like somebody came and knocked on the door of Joe Girardi. We got some breaking news for you. Breaking news. Joe Girardi has been let go by the Philadelphia Phillies. They were on a midst of a losing streak, underperformed this year, under 500. And just like that, it's over for you. When you don't perform at the level that they're expecting you to perform, especially when they went out there and spent money on both Schwarber and Castillo. Schwarber got a $100 million contract. Castellano, I believe, Castellano got the $100 million contract. Schwarber got an $80 million contract. So with those two and the money that they was making, they was expecting more out of the Philadelphia Phillies. And I get it. You know, they got Bryce Harper as well. And Bryce Harper was injured at the time of making this. He is injured with an elbow injury. He didn't have the surgery yet. I think he will be having the surgery because right now, Philly's in a rebuild mode. Hold on, wait, because my dog wants to get in all of a sudden. Hank, what are you doing? Hank's like, Father, I want to get in on the conversation. Come here, Hank. Come here. Come say hi to the peoples. Come say hi to the peoples. Yes. Yes. Let's get, yes. Here you go. You got the microphone, Hank. Talk. But yeah, Joe Girardi is gone. It's a new day in Philly. Not sure. Probably one of the bench coaches is going to take over. They haven't announced who is going to take over as the manager. But we hate to see it. Former Yankee broadcaster, and former Yankee manager. 2009 World Championship. But the same tricks don't work everywhere you go. You know, Joe Girardi, he has a style of managing that, you know, I've been in favor for. Happy Friday, Leroy. What is good? Last night felt like a win from 25 years ago. The team were rallying behind one of their teammates. The crowd was electric, and it felt like the ghosts might have finally moved into the new stadium. Absolutely. They finally made their way across the street. You know, I know 161 is a big street to cross, but they finally got here. They are here. And yeah, last night was awesome. It was a doubleheader, I know, a doubleheader. But in that second game, Jameson Taillon, I'll get to him in a minute. But the energy, you just felt it. Yes, the Yankees had several opportunities with runners in scoring positions. I understand that. They didn't come through. But when Anthony Rizzo came up in the bottom of the eighth with the bases loaded, I felt like a hit was coming. And when you look at, Die Hard Knicks podcast, what it do? Salute. Click that link in the bio, Die Hard, and jump up over. But when you look at the team and you look what they did last night, amazing. Utter amazing. We had contributions from all over. Aaron Hicks and Joey Gallo, both fighting for their baseball lives. Aaron Hicks got 3 hits in game 1. Joey Gallo had a couple hits. And yeah, it's a full moon because they were both fighting for their life last night. Seriously, they were fighting for their baseball life yesterday in both games. You got Joey Gallo in right field. There was almost a collision between Aaron Hicks and Aaron Judge. It was a bit scary. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of looked like, if you guys remember back in the day, that Mike Cameron, Carlos Beltran collision that they had in center field and right field. It had the beginnings and the makings of that situation. Time to DFA Gallo. We can't afford to carry both Hicks and Gallo. Listen, man, I'm on that same plane. What is good, buds, bros, and the podcast? What is good? Listen, if you're tuning in on Instagram, click that link in the bio, jump over to YouTube and join in on the conversation. Thank you for tuning in, though. Salute to you. One of the new followers, one of the new subscribers is as well. The subscribers is going up. We have 438. You guys see the new logo in the YouTube, KOD Media. The rebranding is in effect. Last night they had a good guest on going over the season that just happened with the Knights. It was disappointing when they make it to the playoffs, but hey, it looks like season 3 is gonna be amazing. But right now, to these Yankees, when it comes to like the entire team, what happened yesterday, right? I'm gonna break it down. Anthony Rizzo, he's happy that the calendar turned. We got to tell you this right now. To start the season in the first month in April, Anthony Rizzo was batting 173, 176. Oh, no, 273, 276, 9 home runs, somewhere around that mark. It was phenomenal. Started the season off on fire, carrying our offense. But as the month of May came around, Anthony Rizzo, he hit 160, 167 in the month of May. He only had 1 home run. So when June came around, it was time to turn the page. And in the first game, was solid. And then last night, in the bottom of the 8th, bases loaded, got that single up the middle, and the emotion on his face said it all. The roar, the scream, the dugout. Let's see, Jiggerman. Which one would you prefer? If one of them had to go, and I had to choose, I would choose Hicks. But how their contracts is situated, Aaron Hicks, he's getting paid for the next 3 years. Joey Gallo is a free agent after this year. So knowing that this is how Steinbrenner's Yankees, and knowing how he likes to be fiscally conservative, I can guess that Joey Gallo will be moved, either DFA'd or either traded away for whatever they can get. We've seen some former Yankees with both Andrew Velasquez and Tyler Wade yesterday. Shout out to Tyler Wade. Seems like Joe Madden has really taken a liking to Tyler Wade, and that's what Tyler Wade is. Tyler Wade is a hustler. Tyler Wade's a player that he could put down a bunt when called upon, even though he struck out yesterday, putting down a bunt with 2 strikes. But knowing the little things that matters when it comes to laying down the bunt, when it comes to using your feet on the base path, your speed, stealing a base, Tyler Wade, he's that type of baseball player. He knows what his role is. He knows he's not a superstar. He knows he's not an everyday player. He knows he's a scrappy guy that comes in, and basically whenever the manager asks you to lay down the bunt, you're the first one he's going to call. Andrew Velasquez was phenomenal yesterday. I'm not going to lie. Gold glove. Like I said, if he plays every day at shortstop, he would see a gold glove in his career. Let's see. Hicks has shown flashes this last week. He's shown a bit of flashes, but at this point, with Aaron Hicks, his defense is just super suspect right now, right? Super suspect. That's why when you have Aaron Hicks out there and the outfield with Aaron Judge, at the same time, Aaron Judge is the better center fielder. But you don't want Aaron Judge playing center field all the time for the entire week. You don't want to have to rely on putting Giancarlo Stanton out there in right field, and God forbid he get a muscle spasm or a muscle cramp. These little minor injuries, and I get it. Stanton likes playing right field. He feels more engaged. It's the same thing with Jason Giambi back in the days, if you guys remember, when Jason Giambi had a hard time going from first base to DH. He'd rather play first base and feel like he's more involved in the game. I get it. Talk about bad out. Yeah, I was just about to bring this up, Leroy. Um, Mike Trout he looked like a shell of himself. Honestly, and center field, his routes were bad. You see Marvin Gonzalez turn a single into a double on him. His arm looks horrible. It just looked bad. It really looked bad out there for Mike Trout. And I hate saying this. Mike Trout's one of the best players in baseball. Him and Ohtani 1 and 2, trying to figure out who's better. But with Ohtani as well, Ohtani didn't have a good series as well. I think Ohtani got 1 or 2 hits this entire series, but no extra base, 1 extra base hit, but just 1 extra base hit between Ohtani and Trout this entire series. You're not going to win many baseball games. And that's why the Angels are in the midst of an 8-game losing streak right now. They were exciting at the beginning of the season, a week and a half ago, to when we first started doing these morning brews. That was one of the teams I was excited for. The Angels was one of the teams I was super excited for. Wanted to see something from them this year. You got that third wild card team baseball has, and wondering if the Angels will make that third wild card team, but it doesn't look like it. Their starting pitching looks suspect. Their bullpen, you got 1 or 2 guys that you could count on. Besides that, it's suspect also. The offense after Ward, Ohtani, and Trout, it's a huge drop off, when it comes to production. I don't know, man. I'm just glad I'm a Yankees fan. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just glad I'm a Yankees fan. And we're going to start with game 1 because nasty Nestor Cortez was doing it again. 7 strong shutout innings. Nestor Cortez he's stretching himself out. And when you look at this rotation, every pitcher is giving you 6, 7, 8 innings. On average, they're giving you 7 innings. You get 6 innings here, 8 innings one game, but on average, these starting pitchers are giving you 7. And I'm not sure who this guy was on ESPN that went viral talking about the Yankees rotation is not good. I don't know if ESPN is doing like drug tests over there, but that was a horrible take. If you've been watching these games, like us Yankee fans have been watching these games, and if you have been following this team, anybody who says that Luis Severino is a number 5 starter, number 4th starter, is, you could tell that their baseball credibility it's very weak, very small. Jameson Taillon, I'll get to him, but Jameson Taillon is looking like Garrett Cole 2.0. ESPN has it. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, but for some reason my dog is just acting up this morning. I guess he was upset with what's going on. He said, you guys on YouTube do it better. Listen, I appreciate that. We understand the nature of the industry, the nature of the game. It's all about business, catering to corporate interests. We understand that. That's why this format on YouTube and on Twitch with the Knights, it's one of the reasons why I signed up for it. I don't have anybody in my ear telling me what I can and what I cannot say. I know there's certain things I cannot talk about, but that's every adult. But I'm not sure if these guys, if they just wake up, look at the stats, and just figure out their takes while sitting on the throne in the morning. Because if you're going to say that Luis Severino is a number 5 starter, Jameson Taillon is a 4th starter, I don't know what baseball credibility you have, honestly, in my opinion. When you look at this Yankees starting rotation, number 1 through 5, this starting rotation has been the best starting rotation in all of baseball. When you look at Garrett Cole's early struggles, you take that out the way, we have the best ERA. We were 2nd in ERA, I think, behind the Dodgers, if I'm not mistaken, or the Brewers. But when you look at our starting rotation, you take away Garrett Cole's first 4 starts, and we have the best ERA when it comes to starting pitching. Period. When you look at our offense, went off 273 home runs. We have as a team leading all of Major League Baseball. Aaron Judge hitting his 19th home run, leading all of Major League Baseball. Gleyber Torres, it's a Gleyber day when Gleyber Torres gets a home run, but let's look at game run real quick. We're going to look at it from the Yankees side. Matt Carpenter started it off for the Yankees, and Matt Carpenter, honestly, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. Leroy said, Leroy, you always have the great takes. Hold on, let me so I can. If we had this rotation from 2007 to 2012, how many championships? Listen, if we had this rotation from 2004 to 2012, scratch 2004 to 2012, we would have had so many different championships. Because when you look at those Yankee teams, 2004 to 2007, right? 2007, 2008, whatever. That stretch of Yankee teams, our offense was always number one in baseball. Our issue was our starting pitching. We traded for Randy Johnson. He wasn't Randy Johnson when we got him, right? Mike Mussina, he got older. Fastball velocity went down. His best season he had with us was 2008 when he won 20 games. You know, we had Chingman Wong, who was phenomenal with us until he got hurt. You know, so it's always been trying to get that number one ace and build upon it, right? Since I've been a Yankees fan, this is the best pitching rotation I ever seen, I ever witnessed. Now, get it? The offense is all the way down across baseball. Pitching is a lot better. I get that. But as a collective group, this starting rotation, when you have Garrett Cole, when you have Nestor Cortez, when you have Jameson Taillon, when you have Jordan Montgomery, those guys are phenomenal. Phenomenal. When you got Cole, Montgomery, and Taillon all hanging out with each other, going over the reports, you know, looking at the iPads, digging deep into it. Then you throw in Severino and Cortez as well. And I get it. Severino's coming off an injury. They're going to limit his innings. Nestor Cortez, never been a starting pitcher for his entire career in the majors. I get it. You're stretching him out. But Jameson Taillon, I'll get to him in a second. Let's go through this lineup because Jameson Taillon, hats off to you. With everything that you have fought back in your career, I'll just get into it. In 2014, he had Tommy John surgery with the Pirates. He had to rehab. He came back. Then after that, he got diagnosed with testicular cancer, fought through that, survived that, came back, had another Tommy John injury, fought through that, came back. Last year was a bit shaky, but this year, putting it all together, the confidence is there, the demeanor is there. He's not shaking on the mound. Jameson Taillon is a sneaky number two in the rotation, a sneaky number two in the rotation. But let's get back to this. Let's get back to this lineup. Like I said, Matt Carpenter started it off with us with a great at bat against Ohtani. 10 pitches to start it off, and the 11th pitch, Matt Carpenter just dumped it into right field for a home run. Aaron Judge, 2 for 4. Anthony Rizzo was 0 for 4. I get it, but Anthony Rizzo helped us out in game 2. Gleyber Torres, 2 for 4 with a home run. DJ LeMahieu had a home run as well, was 1 for 4. Joey Gallo, 0 for 3. But Aaron Hicks, look at Aaron Hicks. Aaron Hicks was 3 for 4. Fighting for his baseball life right now at this point. Aaron Hicks. Then you got Jose Trevino, who was also 2 for 4. Marwin Gonzalez was 2 for 4 also, had a bullet double down the left field line. Loving what I'm seeing from Marwin Gonzalez. Then Nestor Cortez, over to the pitching side. Nestor Cortez, as I said before, 7 shutout solid innings. He only gave up 5 hits. Was it a few jams here and there? BX Bomber, what is good? Salute, my guy. Listen, bro, click that link in the bio, jump over to YouTube. I haven't played your video yet just because it was a rain delay. You know, it was horrible. Hope you got home safe. I got caught in the rain yesterday, but BX Bomber, salute, bro. We're going to play that video. It's going to be a part of the Bomber Report. Yes, sir. But salute to BX Bomber. If you guys can, go to YouTube, look up BX Bomber. He gives you live play-by-play from the stadium. He was so kind to bless us with a video from the stadium. I'll try to play that later on before we go off. But shout out to my guy BX Bomber. I appreciate you for joining, brother. And like I said, I know you on Instagram, but if you can, click that link that's in my bio, jump over to YouTube and join the conversation that's going on in the comments, player. But yeah. Oh man. Nah, bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, bro. And you're gonna be at the game tonight. If you want to do the same thing tonight, send me another video. I'll play it on for Monday. You know, if you want to do this regularly, we can do this regularly. BX Bomber is no issue. See, copy. I'll see you over. He said 7 Ks is a lot for Nestor. It actually put his pitch count up. Yeah, that's one thing. You could tell when Nestor Cortez is feeling himself because he's trying to strike out everybody, right? Like you could just tell. You could just tell. Nestor Cortez, you could tell when he's feeling himself, that little mustache starts tingling and he's trying to strike out everybody. Perfect, my guy. Looking forward to it. But Nestor Cortez was solid. His pitch count was a little bit up, just like Leroy said. Cool. But then Clark Smith, he pitched 2/3 of an inning, gave up 2 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. He was looking shaky. But then there was a massive rain delay, right? A massive rain delay. I was at my doctor's office when I tell you this. Massive rain delay. I'm sitting there waiting to be seen. And then all of a sudden, from the corner of my eye, it's just pouring. And I was in Pelham Parkway in the Bronx, pouring something vicious, you know. So I had to trout through all that in order for me to get home. I was soaking wet, but it was a crazy hour and some change rain delay that went on at Yankee Stadium. I don't know how they were able to do it, but the skies opened up. The 9th inning was restarted, right? Once that 9th inning was restarted, it was a 1-2-3, get them out of here, get out the morning crowd and the afternoon crowd, and get in that late night crowd for the late night game. That was one thing that I was amazed at. The Yankees, Yankee Stadium, I should say, right, was able to coordinate the game finishing at 5:38, 5:39, getting everyone out, cleaning as much as you can to allow the second group of thousands of people to come in 20 minutes later at 6 p.m. So whoever is in charge of that coordination, when it comes to the maintenance staff, when it comes to the ushers, whoever was in charge of that, bravo. Good job. Because I know that's hard. As somebody who worked as a bartender and a server for the Harry Potter play, The Cursed Child on Broadway, I understand how hard it is to get people out of a theater to get it ready for that second group that's coming in. So whenever I can, I always like to give flowers. I'm giving flowers to the staff at Yankee Stadium for getting that done and coordinating that in such a fashion that we was able to have that game. My guy BX Bomber is in the building. Salute BX Bomber. Like I said, guys, follow my guy on YouTube. Gives great, dope Yankee content. He will be at the game tonight. And, you know, he'll send that video over so we can get a little Bombers report going on, right? But, yeah, last night, solid, top-notch, no complaining. Let's go over to the Angels. Let's talk about the Angels real quick. Hold on. There it is. And with the Angels, you got Ward, who was 1 for 4. You got Ohtani, who was 1 for 5 last night. Mike Trout was 0 for 3. He was 0 for in the last game, 0 for 3 this game. Let's see what happens in game 2. But for right now, 0 for 3. Matt Duffy was 2 for 3. Rengifo was 1 for 4. Stassi was 0 for 3. Jared Walsh was 1 for 4. Juan Lagares was 1 for 3. And Andrew Velasquez, he was 0 for 4. Hold on. And if you were there, kudos to you. The crowd was on fire. Yeah, that energy yesterday for both games. Both games. I know I was listening to it game 1 on my headphones because, like I said, I was in my doctor's office. But game 2, watching it and just watching the replays from game 1, the energy was there from the beginning to the end. Yeah, I understand game 1, it was a bit empty. You know, it was a lot of empty spots in the stadium. But if you was listening to it like I was listening to it, you would have never noticed that until somebody brought it up. It wasn't until I got home to rewatch it and saw how empty it was, and it hit me back like, oh wow, it's empty. It didn't sound like that while I was listening to the game, you know. But Ohtani, we had his number yesterday also, just like last year. If you guys remember, Ohtani, we knocked him around, got him out of the first inning, if I believe so. But yesterday he pitched 3 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Kahada, who came in after him, he pitched the inning, 1 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. And Kahada, he looks filthy. I'm not going to lie. And then Diaz came in. Diaz pitched 4 solid innings, gave them length. You know, when you have doubleheader, you need length, especially when you're losing. And at that time, Joe Madden just waved the white flag and just wanted to get it over with. But Ohtani was the losing pitcher of record. He was 3 for 4. We'll get into game 2 in a second. Let me just answer this question from my guy. How do you feel about Miguel Andujar uniform, the way he's wearing his pants? Did anyone catch that? Yes. And if you was watching at home, hey, the NNR hour, what is good, my guys? Salute. If you were watching at home and listening to the broadcast, David Cone brought it up that Miguel Andujar wears his pants the way David Cone used to wear his pants in the late 80s, early 90s. I'm a big fan of the traditional style of pants like Miguel Andujar was wearing with his uniforms. I'm a big fan of the high socks. I'm 32 years old, but you would see me with a pair of high socks and some short shorts on this summer. But I like it. I have no issues. And how Miguel Andujar is playing in the field, I have no issue. He looks totally different. He looks a lot comfortable. Before, when he was wearing those baggy pants, I'm not sure if that baggy pants situation will work, would have worked in the outfield, but a good situation. It's never late. It's never late. It's always beautiful to have you here, Keith. Salute, my guy. Salute, brother. Happy Friday indeed. Yes, sir. It's a beautiful Friday. I got caught in the rain. I was by Pelham yesterday. I had to go to the doctor's appointment, but I got caught in the rain, but I was able to make it home. But it's a beautiful Friday, like you said, Keith. Hope all is well, brother. Hope you out there in the field doing your thing. But yesterday's game 2, we'll bring it up again. Jamerson Taillon bring out the brooms for the sweep for game 2. Jamerson Taillon, like I brought it up earlier, the story of Jamerson Taillon, everything he's been through, Tommy John surgery, recovering from testicular cancer. Oh, my God, Jamie, what's good, bro? Listen, click that link in the bio, jump on over to YouTube and join the convo. But yeah, battling back off of 2 Tommy John surgeries, coming back from testicular cancer. His first season in New York was a bit rough, was a bit shaky, injuries. He had ankle surgery. But you see what you're getting out of Jamerson Taillon. What he's putting up this year, my man went 7 perfect innings. 7 perfect innings. And I don't like to call it jinx. I don't like to say anybody is a jinx or anything like that, or as muck as they said in the movie The Bronx Tale, mush. But Michael K is a mush. Michael K is a mush. He ruins everything. In the bottom half of the 7th inning, he brought up so many different times of perfect games being broken up. He reminded us that yesterday was the anniversary of Galarraga's perfect game that should have been a perfect game but never was called a perfect game. Michael K, you are mush. Bartender, let me a double of J-Mo neat on the rocks, please. That man was dealing. Yes, he was, bro. Yes, he was. Jamerson Taillon, like I said, you got to take your hat off to J-Mo, man. You got to appreciate what he's given us. You got to appreciate the story. As much as I talk about, John Lester coming back from cancer as well. You got Trey Mancini, who came back from cancer. These type of stories, these are the type of stories you need to enjoy and what baseball needs more. Bad, bro. Someone distract me. Nah, it's so cool, Jamie. In my bio, if you click the link that's in my bio, it will bring you right over to YouTube, and you could just join the conversation right in the chat, brother. But yeah, shout out to Jamerson Taillon, and I will bring up yesterday's game. Just give me 1 second just to get it coordinated. Let me see for this. Oh, no. That was game 1. Let me get game 2. My apologies, fellas. It's just when there's 2 games, it's just so much information. So much information. But we love the doubleheaders. It's extra baseball. So yeah, last night our lineup was a bit pedestrian. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. We was only able to muster up 6 hits, but DJ LeMahieu, he was 0 for 3. Aaron Judge was the DH last night for the game 2. He was 0 for 3. Gleyber Torres was 0 for 4, but Gleyber Torres has his batting average above 250. We like to see that. Miguel Andujar, he was 1 for 3 with a double. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa had game 1 off, but he came back for game 2 and was 2 for 3. Aaron Hicks was 0 for 2, and Joey Gallo had a hit. He was 1 for 4. You got Kyle Higashioka, who is struggling. I get it. Higashioka is struggling, but he was 0 for 3. And Marvin Gonzalez was 2 for 4 last night in game 2. Marvin had a solid game 1 and had a solid game 2. And he had that hustle play to extend the single into the double. You're going to like that. You're going to want to see that. But from the pitching side, like I said, Jameson Taillon, solid, 7 perfect innings. It was broken up in the 8th inning because, Michael K is a mush. But 8 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. Clay Holmes came in, and it's been like, I think it felt like Clay Holmes hasn't pitched in like a month. More realistically, almost a week, but feels like we haven't seen Clay Holmes in forever. And he was a bit shaky. He walked the batter. He hit a batter. Actually, he hit 2 batters and walked the guy. But in the 1 inning that he pitched, he gave up no hits, no runs. He did have that walk, like I said, 2 guys hit by pitch, and had that strikeout. And absolutely, we're going to talk about that right now. Can we talk about how well Trevino has been playing? Jose Trevino, when you look at WAR, wins above replacement, right? It factors in every aspect. It factors in offense, defense, mostly offense. But when you look at WAR and all of Major League Baseball, when it comes to the catching position, Jose Trevino is 3rd in all of Major League Baseball for wins above replacement for the catcher. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back that didn't hear me. On Friday, June 3rd at 11:33 in the morning, you guys found out that Jose Trevino is 3rd amongst every Major League catcher and wins above replacement. That right there is a solid pickup by Cashman. Cashman does these little silent moves that at first you're like, scratch your head. Okay, cool. Let's see what works out. And it works out. Clay Holmes, another perfect example. Took him off the scrap heap from Pittsburgh. We had some young guys that, Yankee fans wanted to see, but the Yankees was like, we're not totally sold on him. Traded him over to Pittsburgh, got Clay Holmes. Now Clay Holmes is our closer. Trevino is batting .275, and the average for all catchers is .218. Absolutely. And when you look at runners in scoring position, Jose Trevino is batting well over .312. I think the number was, 310. He's batting .311 with runners in scoring position. Jose, our amigo. Jose's having a phenomenal year, and he's under team control over the next 3 seasons. So, it's not just this year, it's going to be next year. He's taking a starting catcher position away from Higashioka. Next year, it'll be Trevino and Ben Rohrbach when he comes back off an injury. But Higashioka, you got outplayed for your position, and it's the nature of the industry, right? It's the nature of the game that you're playing. It's a professional game, just like with any other job. If I'm a supervisor for whatever company, if I have somebody come in after me who's better, that's just how it is. You can't. It's just the nature of the industry. It's just the nature of the beast. And you hate to see it. I'm not trying to throw shade at Higashioka. He's been with us for these past few years. He came up through our system. Love to see it. Love to see it. But when Jose Trevino was outplaying you and they outplayed you and took your starting position, It's on you, you know? And don't get it mistaken. Higgy is a phenomenal catcher defensively, but what Jose Trevino is doing, it's phenomenal. You got Otani being picked off of first base yesterday. Yankee fans on Twitter, they loved it. They loved it because, when Shohei Otani, I think it was 2018, they were talking about it. When Shohei Otani hit the free agent market, from overseas, everybody had it set in their mind that he was going to be a Yankee, myself included. As a stubborn and greedy Yankee fan, and a privileged Yankee fan, and a spoiled Yankee fan, I had it set in my mind that Shohei Otani was going to be a Yankee. Point blank, period. I was getting ready to write the posters for him when he came through the float. I was ready for it. But he chose the Angels for the simple fact of it's a 6 to 8 hour closer travel than New York City if he was to go back to Japan. So I understand it. He want to be closer to home. I understand it. And like Keith said, let's go Rangers. Hey, 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 hey. Absolutely, bro. Absolute. That game one, that was a slobber knocker against Tampa. Now, let's not get too cocky. Let's understand that these are the defending champions, and let's just play the next game one possession at a time, one transition at a time, and let's get it good. Just like Boomer Esiason would say, it's just 1 minute at a time, it's just one set at a time, and it's just one play at a time. But shout out to the Rangers. And if you guys are watching the NBA Finals, it was a bit, it was a bit entertaining last night. As a Knicks fan, my guys is out of it. I've been watching every Knicks video on YouTube from every different content creator trying to figure out what we're going to do coming up this season. But last night, the Warriors started the fourth quarter with the lead, and the Boston Celtics came back and won. Am I a fan of Boston? Absolutely not. I cannot stand the sports teams from that city. Now, I've been to Boston, love the city itself, but the sports teams, not so much, right? But you got to give credit where credit is due. And how the Boston Celtics have built this team from the ground up, foundationally. Tatum, Smart, Brown, adding in pieces here or there, getting the perfect coach, making a trade for White, the point guard that they needed. That's how you build a championship team, period. And now back to baseball because Boston teams suck. But phenomenal. Let's go to game 2 from the Angels' perspective. I start watching when they start letting defense play again. Yeah, they got rid of the hand check. No more hand check no more. You can't hand check, And then also too, seen this video, someone was breaking it down. And it was a good point when talking about LeBron and Jordan, right? Or Jordan with other players. When it comes with Michael Jordan, back in Michael Jordan's days, they don't call it now. You see it here or there, rarely, but they used to have illegal defense position. Like you couldn't have 3 guys on the bottom of the paint guarding a defender, and that's what happens this day and age. So the illegal defense call was taken away. So I get it. Right there, there's nobody that compares to Jordan. Absolutely, 100% agree with you. The conversation ends there. On to these Angels. Like I was saying, finishing up. Oh, no, this was game 1. My apologies. I can't find these things. Can't find them. But for game 2 yesterday for the Angels, you got Ward again. Ward was 0 for 4. Otani 0 for 3, and Mike Trout 0 for 3. Mike Trout won this series at Yankee Stadium 0 for 10 this entire series. He was 0 for 10 this entire series. Bad defensively out there in center field. Horrible. Mike Trout, we want to see better from you. Now, do I want to run into this team in the playoffs? Absolutely not. Because this team will be deadly in the playoffs. I'm not sleeping on them. Just like I'm not sleeping on the Toronto Blue Jays or the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Mike Trout apparently is 154 batting average the last 2 weeks. That's something that you never see from Trout. Trout is this machine that's always getting hits, home runs, robbing people, Gold Glove. It's not good to see, but it's nice to see that he is human, right? He's not just a fictional superhero or a Martian from outer space. He's human. He's not going to hit all the time. He's going to turn it on and he's going to be able to carry this team for a while, but he has no protection behind him. Jared Walsh, you're a solid major league player, right? But Rendon, and that's who Mike Trout needs batting behind them, Rendon. And that's been an issue with the Angels ever since Mike Trout came into the league. They haven't been able to find any protection for him. Albert Pujols was a shell of himself, right? Justin Upton was never the same Justin Upton like he was before with Atlanta and in San Diego. So this is the issue that the Angels have been having. So hopefully Rendon comes back so Mike Trout can have that protection behind them and the Angels could figure it out and get it rolling. But hey, you got Walsh, who I just mentioned. Jared Walsh was 1 for 3. Rengifo was 0 for 4. You got Marsh, who was 0 for 3. Kurt Suzuki was 1 for 3. Tyler Wade, the former Yankee, was 0 for 3, and Andrew Velazquez was 0 for 3. And the Angels, they used their bullpen for game 2 like there's no tomorrow. Joe Madden thought that he was back in Tampa Bay, having 3 different pitching changes every inning, but Reese Detmeyers, the rookie, he looked solid, but his pitch count got up. The Yankees were working that pitch count. And 4 1/3, he gave up 5 hits, no runs, 3 walks, and 4 Ks. You got Herget, who came out after him. He pitched the inning. No hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 2 Ks. Aaron Loop came out. He pitched 2/3 of the innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, and 1 K. Tapira came out after him. He pitched the inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, and 1 K as well. Then you got Ortega, who pitched the 1/3 of an inning, literally just 1 batter, 1 hit, got 2 runs, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. Those 2 runs were accredited because the bases were loaded against Archie Bradley. Archie Bradley struck out Joey Gallo, the Birdman. He pitched 2/3 of an innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and no strikeouts. The losing pitcher of record was Ortega because the bases loaded, 2 of those runners were his fault. And those 2 runs came in from the Anthony Rizzo pinch hit single up the middle. You got to love what you're seeing. The month has turned to June. Anthony Rizzo, Antonio Rizano is figuring it out. It's getting better. And I think what it was, he was waiting for the San Marzano Fest to start kicking around, going on in the city. There's one going on in Little Italy in a couple weeks. We Little Italy in the Bronx in a couple weeks off Arthur Avenue. And then you got the one off of Mulberry Street, off of Spring Street as well, will be coming up soon. So I think this is what Anthony Rizzo was waiting for before he turned it on, honestly. My guy Leroy, also Boone should have played small ball. We have runners on first and second with 0 outs 3 times yesterday, right? I think it was 4 times. No, you're right. It was 3 times with 0 outs. The other time it was 1 out. But yeah, one thing that got me upset, right? When you had Joey Gallo up there with just 1 out, the bases loaded, pinch hit for him. If you're going to pinch hit right after him, why not pinch hit for him? Pinch hit Anthony Rizzo for Joey Gallo, and then for Higashioka, you could have just pinch hit Matt Carpenter. If you're going to pinch hit, then do it smart. We got the bases loaded, 1 out. We just need someone to put the ball in play, to get it up into the air. Anthony Rizzo would have been the perfect guy, but I get it. He waited, and he got the next hit, the next at-bat with 2 outs. I get it, but I was a little stretched out when that happened. That right there is one of those Aaron Boone's head scratchers, honestly. And I put on Twitter also, if anybody has the number for like Yankee Stadium PR, or you just let me know, because Josh Donaldson was having an interview with facial hair, and I want to tell on him. He needs to be in trouble. He needs to shave. Somebody buy that man a razor. He needs to follow the rules. He said managers can have bad games too. Yeah, they can. They can. But I get it. We won. And as Yankee fans, even when we win, it's not good for us, right? Even when we win, we want to be little petty bakas and just pick at any little thing. I know I love to be a petty baka. So when I saw Aaron Boone not pinch hit for Joey Gatto, I was stressed out. We got the hit. Granted, we got the hit. We got the win. Everything is good in baseball land. Everything is great. But I'm going to take a step around the league real quick. Then we got tonight's game that I'll preview real quick. Hold on one second. And it's against the Detroit Tigers. What's my guy, Coach Richie, at? Coach Richie, let's go Tigers. But tonight, the Yankees face off against the Tigers. Coach Richie's favorite team. We're sending out Garrett Cole, right? Our ace. And you guys are sending out Elvin Rodriguez. Elvin Rodriguez, I think he's a rookie this year, but Elvin Rodriguez has no wins, no losses on his record, but he has a 6.17 ERA. He's only pitched 11 and 2/3 innings, but in those 11 innings, he's given up 9 hits. He struck out 10, 5 walks, and 2 strikeouts. So he has 5 walks in 11 and 2/3 innings. That's a bit too much. He's at Mirope. Boone is not having a good game. He's having a bad manager career. But yeah, that was funny. But yeah, and then for us, Garrett Cole is 4-1, 3.12 ERA, and 57 and 2/3 innings. He's given up 45 hits. He has 72 strikeouts, 15 walks, and 6 home runs. So as long as Garrett Cole keep the home run balls down to a minimum and keep the walks down to a minimum, those are always recipes for wins when it comes to Garrett Cole. And Garrett Cole, he's a gamer. Point blank period. Garrett Cole, he wants to be out there for every pitch. He wants to start and end every game. He takes the responsibility of being the leader. When you have this Yankee staff that's carrying the tradition of CC Sabathia when it comes to warming up, everybody warming up in that bullpen and giving each other, props, kudos, however it is. When a pitcher's back in that dugout, Garrett Cole's the first person talking to them. So Garrett Cole, it's not just $300 million for him to pitch. There's everything else that comes with it. Look at the year that Tyone's having. 100% is not because of Garrett Cole. Matt Blake has some, credit to that as well. But Garrett Cole's leadership, you cannot tell me Garrett Cole's leadership is not a part of it, because it is. Let's not play dumb. Garrett Cole is having a phenomenal year for us this year. It was shaky last year. It was shaky his first year, but hey, we here for it. Garrett Cole, you are ace. Keep it up. We'll see you at the All-Star game. Maybe you'll have Nestor Cortez and Jameson Taillon joining you at the All-Star game. He's like, chill with the Boone slander. Him and Matt Blake have been outstanding. Yeah, especially Matt Blake. Matt Blake came out of nowhere. He was just a pitching guru that everyone went to in the offseason to work with. I think he who should not be mentioned, Trevor Bauer, was one of the first ones to work with Matt Blake in the offseason to get better. I heard Girardi is available. Yeah, Joe Girardi is available. He'll probably be in a booth somewhere. Hopefully not with the Yankees, but he'll probably be on MLB Tonight, commentating, working behind the scenes over there. But wish Joe Girardi well. He's going to get a job. He's going to get a major league job. It will either be with the Chicago Cubs, the St. Louis Cardinals, or if this San Diego Padre team doesn't put it together this year, next year, I think Joe Girardi will be the manager for them. But guys, it's getting to that time. I hate to go. Trust me, I hate to go. But it's 11:50. It's another beautiful episode of the Yankees Morning Brew. My guys, thank you so much for tuning in. My boy Keith, as always. Leroy, my man, Midope, thank you so much. And of course, gotta thank the evil genius behind the scenes, my man Jigga Man Portito. Of course, then I had BX Bomber in the building. BX Bomber is going to be at the game tonight. He's going to be sending me a video so we can play on Monday. So shout out to my guy BX Bomber. He was at the game the other day when it was rained out. For some reason, StreamYard is having an itch. My man. May Yankees be with you also. BX Sports Jedi, what it's good. Shout out to my guy Kev. Shout out to the Jedi Network guys. Also, BX Sports Jedi is one of the awesome Yankee content creators, or just sports content creators that we have on YouTube. He does great play-by-play for the Yankees. He does great play-by-play for the Knicks, and he's doing the Rangers play-by-play. So shout out to my guy Kev. If you guys have a second, go follow the Jedi Network, BX Sports Jedi, my man Pots and Pan Kev. One of these days we got to get you on here, bro. I'm gonna have to, you're gonna have to play hooky from work. I'm gonna have to call into your boss and say you sick, something, just so we can get you on the panel. But guys, appreciate you all. Thank you guys so much. It's been an awesome brew day. And like always, peace and love, and say hi to a neighbor. Deuces.